Now, I don't want this video to be too long because I feel like it could be, because obviously Chelsea got the win thanks to Ross Barkley, but to be honest, from a personal point of view, I don't actually think we played very well. I think there were parts of the game which really sort of irritated me, and I think the fact that Ross Barkley scored for once a little bit annoying, because I think people are going to be more talking about his goal and not about his actual performance when he came on, and also about Willian as well for assisting the goal, who, in my honest opinion, really didn't actually deserve to start the game today. I actually feel like Pedro should have started the game. Yeah, I mean, where do I begin? I mean, I think both teams really deserve to go in at half-time 0-0. I don't think either team really did a lot in the first half. That's a bit, I suppose, a lot to do with the restart as well. I think a lot of teams have been like that for the first half. Have been quite quiet since the season has been kick-started again. But yeah, I don't think any of the teams really deserve to go in, with a goal. I think, Leicester obviously had the better chances, and I think they were the better team in the first half, but I don't think, again, they did enough, to really warrant going in, one goal up. But again, I don't think, we were very good. I think we were very sloppy all game. I think our passes were poor. Considering how well we played against City on midweek, I felt like we really started out the block slowly. Obviously we made 6 changes, which can make that effect. But yeah, I think even that in a team like Chelsea, making 6 changes shouldn't really make that much of a difference. I felt our passing was sloppy. We were playing slow. Tammy Abraham hardly did anything. He hardly held the ball up. When you compare him to what Olivier Giroud's been like since Frank Lampard's actually decided to play Giroud more regularly, you've been able to see Giroud holds the play up well. He plays nice passes in and around the players off him as well. And I just think he brings more than Abraham. Yes, okay, Abraham at the beginning of the season was scoring loads of goals and he looked good, but after a few games and got to around Christmas time and he really started to go off the boil, and we haven't had a striker that's consistent since obviously Didier Drogba. So we've obviously had major issues in that department. We thought obviously Chelsea fans were so happy when Abraham was scoring at the beginning of the year, but he's obviously still young. He still needs to improve. But Giroud for me is still the best option, and I think today's game proved that point. I mean, Abraham, yeah, he's okay, but for me, I'd still be playing Giroud. But that is a worry for me as a Chelsea fan, that we are looking at a Frenchman who is 33, 34. As our main striker at the minute. Obviously is an issue. Obviously we've got Timo Werner coming next year, which is exciting for me personally to see him play in a Chelsea shirt. But yeah, Ross Barkley came on. I think the changes at half time was a bit weird of a decision for me, because like I said, we didn't play well in the first half and we didn't really do a lot. But I think if you make the decision to make them changes and you make the decision to play the youngsters like Billy Gilmore, Mason Mount, you make that decision, Reece James as well, then I think you sort of have to stick to it. And I know the commentators were going, what great decision, to make them changes and, bring people on like Barkley, who honestly I've got no time for. Yeah, I think, I would have personally stuck with it. I think, people were saying, Billy Gilmore had so much praise in the last FA Cup match against Liverpool. His first half was quite poor, but he hasn't played a game for us this season. This is his first part since coming back, this whole restart thing. So, he's obviously going to be a bit rusty. I thought Reece James was when he came on against City for the last 5 minutes. Midweek, they're obviously going to be like that. So I think this FA Cup game would have been, vital really for them to have a bit longer in the game. Obviously brought Azpilicueta on, who made a difference. Always makes a difference when he's on the pitch for me. Just having the leader on and trying to keep the back together. Obviously made 3 changes at the start of the game for the defence. So obviously that was a bit rusty. Caballero again, I think had a great game. Hardly makes any errors. For me. When he's played for Chelsea, I think obviously watching Kepa against City, some of the decisions he makes are unbelievable. I mean, yes, he makes some great saves, but the decision making sometimes to just try and pass out the back when we know he's no Alisson or Edison is baffling for me. I think he should be just one of them keepers who is a shot stopper and just gets the ball out of the box, because he can't play as well as some of the others in the Premier League in that way as a goalkeeper. So Caballero again had a great game. Pulisic for me, how we've missed him when he was injured from January onwards. We really missed him as a player, and it took a bit of getting used to. Thank was a bit wary, put him in the team at the start of the season, but he was so good today. Like, he was really good, and he's impressed me. Obviously played well, great goal against City midweek, but again showing great performance, scored against Villa as well. He is really showing that he is the best player at the minute playing for Chelsea. So Kante again midweek. I'm going to keep going back to midweek because obviously games are coming thick and fast at the minute. Kante again looked a bit sloppy. I'm not sure what's going on. He doesn't seem to be playing as himself, but I mean, all the passes were sloppy today. I can't really pick one player in particular that was really bad, but Ross Barkley and Willian for me are probably going to get the credits, but they don't deserve it. In my personal opinion, we should be playing Pedro in this game. Why Willian has started all 3 games for me is unbelievable. There are obviously people out there that always ask me why do you hate Willian so much, and it's like, I have to watch him on a regular basis, and for me he just doesn't do enough. Like, he didn't really do much against City, but because he scored the penalty, everyone's like, oh, Willian. Didn't really do much today, poor passing, wasn't really tracking back very well, but gets an assist for Ross Barkley. Oh, Willian, so great. For me, Pedro puts 110% effort in, isn't getting played enough. If the reports are true and he is going to Roma, then for me Roma are getting an absolute steal for the player Pedro is, and it'll be a real shame to see him leave from the club as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't want this video to go too long. I know Dan hopefully is doing a Leicester reaction as well, so that'd be cool to see his thoughts on the game from Leicester's point of view. But yeah, in terms of Chelsea overall, obviously glad to be in the next round and see who we get in the draw for the semi-final. But yeah, not a very convincing performance, especially after what happened against City. I thought we dominated that game and we really were the better team. Sort of scraped through in this one, but I suppose a win's a win, and we're happy to be into the next round. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on how you thought Chelsea played, and obviously Leicester's as well when Dan does his reaction. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Subscribe to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube, and we'll see you all very soon. Take care.